Hey there, good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be discussing an important concept in cloud, that is shared responsibility model. Now, the second word here is very important, that is responsibility. Who is responsible? Every time, whenever an issue arises, a technical issue arises, a data loss happens, the first question when it comes to, when you try to, identify the root cause, the first question you asked is who is responsible or who was responsible. Now, let's consider a case. You have hosted some data onto a cloud platform, and due to some reasons, you lost that data. Now, who is responsible? Is the cloud provider going to be responsible, or is the customer who is using that cloud platform, an engineer who is using that cloud platform is responsible? This is very important. That is why most of the cloud platforms use this term, and this is a very important term, that is shared responsibility model. Now, what is shared responsibility model? As the name suggests, shared responsibility. It is not only one person's responsibility, it is the responsibility of both the entities. It is the responsibility of both the cloud provider as well as the customer. Now, let's consider the case who is responsible and at what stage. Cloud provider, the provider is responsible to secure the cloud. That is, let's say Amazon, AWS will be responsible to keep his platform, that is the AWS platform, secure. And what about the customer? The customer will be responsible to secure the data or to secure whatever he is going to put inside the cloud. So this is what is shared responsibility model. The responsibility among the cloud provider and the customer is already defined. The cloud platform will be responsible to secure the cloud, to secure the platform, whereas the customer will be responsible to secure what he is putting into the cloud platform. So this is what is shared responsibility model. Now let's consider a very general case, very general case. Let's say you are staying in a rented house and you plan to go out somewhere someday, and when you move out you forget to lock the door, and due to some other reasons someone enters your house and some valuables from your house are being taken away. Who is responsible now? Is the is the owner of the house responsible, or you responsible? Definitely, it is you who is responsible because you did not lock the door, isn't it? So, in the same way, if you are putting something into cloud and if you're not securing it in your way, in your power, if you're not trying to secure it, then it is you as a customer who will be responsible for the data loss or any technical issue which arises, right? So this is a general example I could have given you when it comes to the shared responsibility model. Now, what is the responsibility of the cloud provider? The cloud provider is responsible to maintain the data center, to maintain the hardware, network infrastructure, and the virtualization. Like a simple example, AWS will ensure that all its data centers are secure and not hacked, right? So this is the best example. As a cloud provider, AWS will ensure that its data centers are secure. This is the first part. This is the first part of the shared responsibility model. Now, what is the responsibility of the customer? The customer is responsible for his data, for his application, for his operating system, for his user access. You can't give every user administrator access. You will have to give access based on his or her role. That is RBAC. Minimum access should be given to every user. Only access which he or she is needed to perform a specific task, right? So in that case, customer responsibility lies in data, application, operating system, giving access, and network configurations. Like when you open a port, when you configure a port, you can't keep everything open. You have to only configure the ports which are required. You have to only configure the virtual private network which can which can serve the request as per the client requirement and nothing more than that, right? So when you come to comparison, when it comes to comparison, it is the physical security for which the cloud provider is responsible. For the network infra, the cloud provider is responsible. When it comes to updating the operating system at the security level, that is patching, the customer is responsible. Application security also, the customer is responsible. Data security also, the customer is responsible. Giving access, AWS or the cloud platform is going to give you a platform to host the services, to give access to multiple users, but you can't randomly give access to everyone, all the access to everyone. So it has to be role based access control. It has to be minimum access to the user, only that much access by which he can perform his desired task. So access control again is a responsibility of the customer. So this is very important when it comes to basic interview level question, that what is shared responsibility model. It is it is a defined structure. It is an accepted an agreement between the cloud provider and the customer, that who is responsible for the data and where. In short, the cloud provider is going to ensure that the cloud is safe, it is secure, and the customer should ensure that whatever data he is putting into the cloud platform is secure at his level. So this is shared responsibility model. I hope you must have understood this. If you have understood the content of this topic, please do like the video and please do share the video. Thank you.